that. He's like, Israel has a right to defend itself. What's he there for?
I thought she didn't pick Shapiro. She picked the guy Waltz. I'm like, all right, Waltz is going to come out. He's going to have his wife in a burqa, and they're going to start screaming about the Jews. He didn't even do that. I thought that's how she was going to try to win Michigan. He didn't even do it. That idiot talked about football. You could just look at them and go, they're not going to be in the White House. You look at Doug Emhoff, you go, you're not going to be in the White House. You look at Tim Walz, you go, you're not going to be in the White House. It's just not going to happen. Doug Emhoff, one of the strategies that the campaign had was for Doug Emhoff to eat Jewish food with Alex Edelman on Instagram. And I like Alex, but that was their strategy for the campaign, is for Doug Emhoff to define Yiddish terms like verklempt and spilkus. And Alex would go, what's spilkus, Doug? And he'd go, spilkus. And they sit there and they eat egg salad, and they thought that truckers from Pennsylvania were going to enjoy that. They thought some guy in West Virginia or fucking Wisconsin was going to go, you know what? This is good content. This is good content. I want to watch Jews eating food. Is there any way to watch Jews eating food? Please. That's what we need. Please. God, I want to see some Jews eating food. That was a campaign strategy. You've got Oprah up there, who's John of God, Oprah's spiritual advisor, was popped for human trafficking. P. Diddy, who was the Get Out the Vote guy, was popped for human trafficking. And you got Oprah up there talking about if you don't vote, it'll be the last election. You'll never be able to vote again. Where's John of God? What went on with the schools? You set up a bunch of schools. I don't understand. Were the girls from the schools getting trafficked by John of God? Has anyone asked you this? Can anyone sit her down? By the way, the future of America, every single person you've ever had respect for will end up being involved somehow in human trafficking. I don't know how this happened. Every single person you've ever had respect for, it will be human trafficking. It doesn't matter who. Doesn't matter who. I'm telling you, it's just either they will be human trafficking or like their best friend will be human trafficking. There's nobody who's not 1 or 2 degrees of separation away from human trafficking, apparently. So you got Oprah up there, and she's saying, if you don't vote, if you don't do, you have Beyonce, you have Taylor Swift, by the way, who's like the biggest celebrity on earth. Taylor Swift is probably one of the most famous, recognizable people on earth. She's texted this phone because it used to be owned by someone named Janina, who was a donor, I guess. Maybe not a big donor, but somebody who did. So Taylor Swift has texted me about 13,000 times about Kamala Harris. Taylor Swift is the biggest celebrity endorsement any politician can get. It didn't work. No one cared. Didn't matter. No one gave a shit. No one gave a shit about Oprah. Nobody cared about George Clooney. Nobody cared about any of these people. Nobody cared about any of these people because people are sick of it. People are sick of it. They know George Clooney doesn't get them. How stupid would you have to be to think that George Clooney had your best interest at heart when you're waiting to get discounted food from the church? Is that comforting when you're on a line to get discounted food from the church? Who Taylor Swift, a trillionaire, thinks you should vote for? Do you think, and all these people are like, well, the women are going to come out because of abortion. Apparently not.